great and mighty Liam Neeson. I got a birthday present for you, man. And it's going to be a brand new top 5 list that nobody has never done before that involves one of your most greatest fight scenes in your one of the most underrated films that you ever did so far for the last 10 years ago. Well, anyway, hi ladies and dudes, this is Rebecca Lynn Barkley, aka BoopOp987. This is my review for today. And today's review, ladies and dudes, well, my friends, it's that time again for another top 5 list that nobody has never done before. And this top 5 list is going to be a very special one. And also, to tell you the truth is, ladies and dudes, if you guys are such a big fan of the great and mighty Liam Neeson, well, to tell you the truth is, today is his birthday. On June 7th, 2018, and now he's 66 years old if I got the age thing right. Yep, he is 66 years of age. I can't believe he's getting so old so quick, but he's still pretty young even to this day. Maybe he just wanted to dye his hair and keep it nice and red, and he sadly has to keep his beard and mustache for a while because he has to do a movie that he's working on right now. I'm not sure what's it called, but we'll have to wait and see what happens in the main future. But anyway, ladies and dudes, to celebrate the 10th anniversary, well, almost the 10th anniversary of the day when Taken did came out in the year 2008, well, before it'll come in theaters in 2009, I'm going to go ahead and do a brand new top 5 list that nobody has never done before, and it has something to do with all the famous fight scenes that he ever done in a couple of his underrated films here and there. So for today's top 5 list, I want to do is my top 5 most favorite fight scenes of all time that came from the great and mighty Liam Neeson's most underrated action films. And there are so many cool action scenes to choose from, where he has to fight so many bad guys here and there. He's gonna get hurt and get some cuts and bruises around his body and try to kill these bad guys off as soon as he can. While a couple of his characters do have hands that stain in blood, if you know what I mean. Well, hard for me to say anyway, so without further ado, ladies and dudes, let's head on to my top 5 most favorite fight scenes of all time in a Liam Neeson film. And yes, I do have a couple of honorable mentions of some other good fight scenes I do care about in some of his films. Like in Non-Stop, where Bill Marks has to fight this Jack dude in the bathroom while everybody else is trying to relax in the airplane. And also the other 2 fight scenes that came from Taken 2 and Taken 3. I really love Taken 2's fight scene where Brian Mills has to fight one of the Poya dudes at the near end of the film. And also where Brian Mills has to fight that wrong dude at the wrong time who killed his Lenny. Well, he chose the wrong dude at the wrong time, but at least there's a pretty cool, dark, brutal fight scene that I will never forget in movie history. So those are my honorable mentions. And now let's head on to my top 5 favorites. Coming at number 5 has to go to A Walk Among the Tombstone that took place at the near end of the film. And this is one of my most favorite fight scenes of all time, where you see Matthew Scudder looking all soaking wet. He looks kind of sexy when he's so soaking wet while he was staying in the rain for just a couple of minutes, and he has to go back to the main killer's house to find Kenny, and he found out that he died from one of them, and then that silent dude had shown up and he decided to kill Matthew Scudder. by strangle him on his neck, but thanks to his gun, the gun saved his life. And it was a very dark, brutal fight scene. And I'm sure everybody's most favorite moment, you know, when Matthew Scudder fights that silent dude, he had that little electrical weapon thing and put that thing on that silent dude's nuts. I'm sure this is everybody's most favorite moment in the whole entire movie, and truly my favorite too. And yes, Matthew Scudder did kill that dude at the end of the fight. It was a really cool, dark, brutal fight scene, and one of the best fight scenes I will never forget in movie history that featured a near ending. And speaking of near endings, I do have a few more near endings that I do enjoy. So for number 4 has to go to the unknown, where, you know, Dr. Martin Harris has to face the other Dr. Martin Harris. And here's an interesting fun fact you should know about this movie, is that the old great mighty Liam Neeson is facing one of his most famous friends in the whole world. I forgot that dude's name, but they did work together in another cool underrated film of all time, and truly one of Liam Neeson's most favorite films of all time, Michael Collins. And this friend of his played that Harry dude. You know, one of Michael Collins' most closest friends and one of his best buddies that he ever trusted. And now in this movie, these two dudes are playing enemies in a film. And we will never forget at the near end where Dr. Martin Harris needs to face the other Dr. Martin Harris in a very dark and brutal room at the hotel after that explosion that happened upstairs, where Liz was trying to get that bomb off on time, but she didn't make it in time. So yeah, those two, Dr. Martin Harris, they fought each other. One of them is gonna die, and thanks to the real Dr. Martin Harris, he took care of the fake one once and for all by smashing a little pieces of the mirror and strangled him, well, sliced him in the throat. That was a cool, epic fight scene I will never forget in movie history, and it deserves to be at number 4. Coming at number 3 goes to Michael, and that versus the guitar dude from The Commuter. And like I said about The Commuter, it is not a rehash story of non-stop. It's more like a refixing story of third person and try to make Michael's storyline a whole lot better than before. And yes, there were 3 main fight scenes in the whole entire movie where Michael has to face a couple of dudes here and there on the train. But I'd rather go with the second one. The second fight scene I will never forget in movie history. I mean, I love this fight scene to death. It was sharp, fast-paced, and I love a couple of the brutal moments here and there that featured Michael and that guitar dude. But my most favorite moment between those two dudes who were fighting at each other at a very empty train thing, there was a part where Michael did break the guitar in half. He decided to hold on with the guitar stick or something. I mean, that was so darn awesome. Seeing Michael breaking a dude's guitar. That was pure awesomeness. And one of the most epic fight scenes I will never forget in movie history. I have nothing else to say, so yeah, Michael versus that guitar dude deserves to be at number 3. Coming at number 2 goes to Jimmy versus Price. Well, part 1 in Run All Night. I will say for this scene in the movie, it was the most darkest, most brutal moment I have ever seen in a very underrated Liam Neeson film, where Jimmy has to face Price in a burned up apartment well, one of the burn up apartments that belonged to somebody in like an unknown hotel or something. I don't know. I'm not sure what it is, but yeah, there was a really cool, dark, brutal moment where Jimmy did the best he could to kill Price, and Michael wants to find a way to help out his father to kill that guy, but he didn't do it. And yes, Jimmy did have a couple of cuts and bruises in his body when he did face Price, and there was a part where Price did have a little burn up face, I think right here on the left side. I have nothing else to say about that dark and brutal moment that happened in this underrated film. So yep, Jimmy versus Price deserves to be at number 2. And finally, my number 1 most favorite fight scene of all time in all the Liam Neeson films I did see here and there. And this is the reason why we gotta celebrate the 10th anniversary of this great, underrated, near masterpiece film. And that is Brian Mills versus the sex trade dudes at the near end of Taken. And I couldn't agree more with everybody. This is one of the most greatest fight scenes of all time, period. It was very sharp, fast paced. It had so many beautiful moments here and there where Brian Mills has to face so many bad guys as soon as he can at the boat, try to kill them one by one. And I'm sure everybody's most favorite moment is where Brian Mills has to face one Propoya dude who has this weird unknown weapon that came out of nowhere. It looks like some type of knife blade or something. And Brian Mills did get a big giant beatdown on that guy, and he did fight back on that dude before he could save his daughter's life from being sexually harassed or raped by that fat dude that lived in another room, if you know what I mean. So yeah, Brian Mills versus the sex trade dude on the boat at the near end of Taken 1 deserves to be the number 1 best fight scene ever in all the Liam Neeson films that we did see here and there. And this is the true Liam Neeson movie that started it all. And there you go, ladies and dudes. Those are my top 5 most favorite fight scenes of all time from all the underrated films I did see in a Liam Neeson movie here and there. I hope you enjoyed this list. And tell me, ladies and dudes, what is your most favorite fight scene of all time that came from in one of the most underrated Liam Neeson movies that you have ever seen your whole entire life? Well, whichever it is, leave a comment there and let me know. And I'll also let you know from 2 years ago, I did another top 5 list that did feature at the same day for Liam Neeson's birthday. And that is my top 5 most greatest ideas for the retelling story of Taken 3. Yep, I did that list on the same day for his birthday. And I'll have to go ahead and leave a link down below so you guys could check out that greatest top 5 list that I did from 2 years ago. And I really do want to wish the old grandma Liam Neeson a happy birthday. And I'm sorry you're getting very old, but at least you're hanging in there, and that's all that counts, if you know what I mean. So anyway, that's my top 5 list, and join me next time for my next top 5 list to come, as I'm finally going to do my top 5 most favorite characters that I grew to love for Basilisk the Oka Ninja Scrolls. I hope everybody will enjoy that list that nobody has never done before. And I will do more top 5 lists to come in the later on future. Well, that's it for now. So I'll see you guys later, and sayonara.